Yo, what's up guys? Joker bringing you a video on Sentinel, the league mechanic. I know it's been super rippy this league for all of us, so I figured I'd make a video on tips, tricks, things that I've learned about the Sentinel league mechanic itself to go ahead and kind of help with that experience. That way you can just hopefully watch the video and not have to put too much extra thought into the Sentinel mechanic on top of the, getting your ass kicked. So let's jump right into it. Hey guys, real quick, if you get any benefit from this or any of my other videos, if you wouldn't mind liking, subscribing, commenting, it does really help me out. It allows me to put more time into it as well. So I really do appreciate it. All right, so first thing that you're going to want to go ahead and do is on your loot filter, you're going to want to turn off all sentinels besides ancient, cryptic, obsidian, and primeval. Why? Well, these are going to be the four highest base types, majority of which you have to use the transforming power orb, I believe, to obtain. So it's going to make sure that you don't have to pick up all these crappy sentinels. You don't have to waste stash space on these. All right, so next thing, if I had to rank the Sentinels themselves, I would go ahead and say Stalker, Apex, and then Pandemonium. Why is this? Well, kind of accessibility and usability. Let me explain. So Stalker Sentinels are going to be generic, Apex is going to be rare and uniques, and then Pandemonium is going to be shotgunning a group of enemies. Right now with Arch Nemesis mods, you don't want to have 100 enemies right next to each other, and you sure as hell don't want to empower them if there is that tight group of mobs, right? So that's why this is the lowest tiered. All of these Sentinels share pretty much a large majority of the mod pool. So it would be that when I was looking through, I didn't see anything that stood out that was like, oh, you have to run Pandemonium because of blank, or oh, you have to run Apex because of blank. That's why I've fallen back down to Stalker as the top tier, just because it has the highest base empowerment, it has the highest usability, and yeah, it's just overall like the best nodes that I was able to really see. Now, it's a toss up between Apex and Stalker. If you're rushing just to map bosses or something like that, then you might want to use Apex. Or if you're doing like invitations, you might want to use Apex if you can handle it, because this does work in the Maven fights. So you can empower the Maven fights with these and get a bunch of extra loot. Now, you'd have to be crazy because that would be, you'd have to have so much damage. But besides that, it's kind of a utilization thing, right? This has like the best tree format, and then this is going to be for like bossers. This is going to be for masochist if you want to group a million mobs and power them and then die a million times. All right, power cores. So TLDR breakdown. This is a recombinator for sentinels. That's essentially what it is. So you go ahead and you take a sentinel with mods you want, a sentinel with mods you want. You try to smash them together to get an OP sentinel. This is kind of a chance orb a little bit. You go ahead and you get a sentinel, but when you smash them together, it has a chance of having the higher tier bases that have the implicits. Amplifying is exactly what it sounds like. Same thing, you smash them together, but then it has a chance of giving you higher tier mods, right? And then with the augmenting, this, you smash them together, but it gives you a higher chance of giving new mods. So if you're smashing together like two blank things and you're using an augmenting, then it's a much higher chance that you're going to get mods on that, right? All right, and now we are on to recombinators. So I'm going to go over a couple tips and tricks of things that I found, some things that they can't do, but pretty much they can do almost anything. So TLDR recombinators, you take two items with mods you want and you smash them together. Hopefully it grabs good mods from both. Maybe it adds a really good additional mob. Apart from that, Implicits do not move, and crafted mods stay crafted, right? Those are the two things that I've found as kind of like an indefinite. I haven't been able to get a crafted mod to turn permanent, and I have not been able to move over an implicit to another item. Now, I have not gotten enough influenced items to try to use it with influenced rares, so I do apologize there. But essentially, from my experience, you can modify corrupted items, you can modify mirrored items, essence mods, the veiled mods, any type of mod you can really move onto whatever base. Fractured, as long as it's not an implicit or you don't craft it yourself, those things hold the rules. Crafted mods are still crafted. It's not gonna really change it to a non-crafted. If it keeps it, it's going to be that crafted mod. And then the other thing is the implicits. Now, let's go into some don'ts, right? Okay, so some don'ts. I would say don't really use an item that only has one mod on it. You may have seen some people taking the spell suppression and putting it on a base that doesn't get spell suppression, but they're only doing it with the spell suppression. In my opinion, that's the wrong way to go about it, just because of the fact that it's literally a 50-50 at that point. But if you get two bases that have decent modifiers that you want, then you have a higher chance of going ahead and getting better results, right? Like here, I got spell suppression, I got cold, I got fire, I got an open prefix as well, so I could put life on that, right? And that would be technically a glove upgrade. You want to be combining items that you gain benefit from. If you're combining items that have no benefit like this, like if I did this as an example, right? My apothecary gloves literally have nothing that I want to keep. So moving over the spell suppression and the res would be really nice, but these gloves aren't worth it because they have no mods I want to keep. All right, so pretty much ending my video here. Hopefully these tips and tricks helped you out. Hopefully it makes the league a little bit less stressful, just because since Arch Nemesis is so rippy, last thing people are wanting to do is empower the monsters even more. But I wanted to go ahead, and since I really like I really like Sentinel, like the mechanic, because it gives you risk versus reward done fairly well, and it gives you some of the best crafting that I can even do, and I suck at crafting. So ending statement, just pretty much looking at a couple of things. So like I took a fractured item, curse on ring, smashed them together. I got the curse, I got the fracture. Obviously it also had life and res, but I didn't get those. This Archon shield has suppression just because it had the all Ellie res. So I went ahead and I took another shield that had spell suppression and life, and I was trying to smash them together and get the life and spell suppression. Missed the life, still got the spell suppression though. Apothecary gloves, got the spell suppression on it. I got life on it, got res on it. And then probably the best thing is my boots, right? I went ahead and I smashed together boots that had good res and good life, and then I just crafted the move speed onto them. And because the chance of me getting high tier res was pretty decent, since they both had high tier res. But that's pretty much the end of this video. Once again, if it helped you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, stay up to date with future content. How's it been going for you? Have you been trying the new currency? Have you been doing Sentinel? But besides that, until next time, take care.